Alrighty, guys. I hope you are ready to wrap it up for today. It is 3:30. And what it's been one of the crazy kind of a trading day. But it's ending up with a nice smooth rally to the upside. You're gonna have to love that. So we had 3 days of selling, hardcore selling from making we made a new high, and then 3 days of pulling back. So that's just stage two, looking for a spot to cut off this selling. It looked like we found it. Today is an inside day, so right now we're going to be in stage three going into next weekend. So finding a spot, and we are looking at this. I folded this together. I'm going to leave it like that, holding this together. And here we go. Here we are. The low volume area at 66.80, and I think the market is likely going to trade back and forth between these two high volume nodes, 6700 and the 6660s. Build value. It may probe higher. We'll see, but it's at this point that's kind of what I would expect it to do. So at least we did not get that free-for-all selling. I was kind of concerned about for a bit there. Um, in the news this morning, the PCE came in line with expectations. So that was a non-issue. All the tariff concern about inflation did not materialize or has not materialized in any CPI or inflation read. The the government shutdown is the only thing I think is still on the table, but I'm not sure the market is really reacting to that just yet. I think they're taking that with a big grain of salt, like just kind of shrugging it off. But that is something that's going to happen here shortly, unless they can come to a plan. But they look hell bent on making it shut down. So we will see how the market reacts to it come the fourth quarter when the actual shutdown is in effect. So we will see. You never know. Maybe they'll resolve it. So going into the overnight, Sunday, Monday, we're going to start off range bound. Looking to sell strength at this point against the 6700, 6715, 6730. We're going to buy weakness. We'll see if we're going to be in an edge here at the 6680s. May take this one out. It's going to definitely be an edge here at the 6660s. Maybe one here lower, but something like that going into the overnight. But basically, range bound trading is what we're looking at going into the next week. And then we'll see. They've got two more trading days in September. Then we roll into October. That's going to be the fourth quarter. So we may get some action going on Monday, Tuesday here in terms of rebalancing and so on and so forth. No trades for me on the ES. I did take a couple of trades on the Nasdaq this morning. I showed you those before. I got myself burned. Took one more trade after that. So I had the first two trades I took was these two. I got caught on the wrong side. It's just sometimes you just listen to your own advice, right? So thinking range bound trading, but with this kind of rundown, I thought there was one attempt to take it lower here, but that was not in the cards. So I got myself caught on the short side, then I caught myself caught on the long side twice. And at that point, I was like, okay, I took one more trade here on the way up for a small winner, but pretty much you kind of stop trading after that, those two bad trades. I'm down 170 on the Nasdaq. Not a great showing, but sometimes that happens. And I mean, I usually try to take one more trade after that, see if I have a shot at making some of it back, but it doesn't look like that's going to work out this today though. So we leave it there. And starting off the same as the ES, range bound, definitely trade up above that 24,700, holding above it. So that just gets me back range bound. So before that, I was on leaning towards the short side, but it looks like we're getting a little bit of lift. Now, if they can hold this going into the close and close above that 700s, definitely starting range bound. Otherwise, I would give it a little bit of room to the downside. So maybe below this the 630s, that area. We'll start on the short side. So I'll give it a little bit of room depending on where they end up closing. But I think we're going to be in a range band mode going into the overnight Sunday, Monday on the Nasdaq. So looking to sell strength, 750, 780, 800s. I'm going to buy weakness, 660s, 620s down to that 570s. I may adjust these a little bit depending on what happens in the overnight, but you think range bound trading at this point, watch that 700, give it a little bit of room on the downside in case they pull back a little bit, but I'm thinking we're probably going to be pretty range bound going into the next week. And then we'll see. And like Monday, Tuesday could be a little bit volatile given that the kind of rebalancing we may be expecting. And then finally, oil and gold. Gold, nice pop to the upside going into Going in after the open, took me a little bit by surprise. I was expecting this 37.90s to hold, but no. And with the per the analysis this morning, if they took it out, we were looking at the run up here to these upper levels, 38.05 and 38.15s, and that looks like it held. Yeah, at least it got there. Now the first level wouldn't set up a decent short, but the second one would have probably been a better one to try to get short against. And right now, I'm not sure we're going to see a pullback or not, but we'll see. If they start pulling back, you can probably see a retracement all the way back down again. But that would be as one of these things where they run it up, run into the edge, and then complete reverse. So we'll see how it shakes out. But gold is so freaking volatile, so I'm kind of staying away from it unless you have a really, really good setup and you can really time it well. So trade location is key there. Otherwise, you just get shaken out of every trade you try to take. But I would start off range bound at this point, since they're trading below 3800s. I would start off just range bound. Otherwise, I would have started with a bias to the upside. So if they close above 3800, I think I'm back on the long side on this. On the oil, pop to the upside, running it all the way up to 66.30s, and then right back down again. Still holding that 65.40. So as long as they hold that, I think we start range bound with a bias to the upside. If they trade below that 66.40s, or sorry, 65.40s, and we are back range bound, and I think looking for a retracement at that point. So this probe to the upside, getting a little bit confused. So I'm not sure exactly what is driving that. I'm concerned about war, concerned about other stuff, geopolitical stuff. But at this point, starting off with a slight bias to the upside until they take out that 65.40s. If they do that, I'm back range bound looking for a retracement trade. So that's oil and gold. Haven't taken any trade on those two today, but just those three trades on the Nasdaq. And when you get two losers in a row, it's like you have to just reassess. It's like manage to get yourself caught twice. It's like, all right, they just absolutely played you, or played myself this morning. So, and I let it happen. I could have taken a step back and thought about my range bound analysis and not try to be too cute about it. But this morning, it certainly looked like they had the potential for a move to the downside if you're going to extend to the downside. So that's kind of what I was thinking at the time. But obviously, that was not the case. So when you get wrong on one trade, that second trade I probably should not have taken. Let that one run out or sit on the sidelines just a little bit longer. I would save myself a few bucks there. Anyway, that's how we learn, live and learn every single day. All right, guys, we'll leave it there for now, and we'll see you back bright and early on a Monday. You guys have a great weekend. Later.